Well, hello, it's Kathy and Ruby Renfield, and in this video we are continuing on from the previous video where we rode to Saddles at Mount White. When we arrived at Saddles, so I went to Saddles with myself, Fee, Vanessa and Tracy, and I mentioned in that video that obviously I've ridden with Fee quite a few times, but I hadn't ridden with Tracy and Vanessa, and Tracy was on the Honda Rebel 500, the same as Fee's, and Vanessa was on a Suzuki something, it's a 125, and she is a learner, and this was her first big ride, and she did exceptionally well. And so when we got to Saddles, we had a coffee and a little pastry and a sit and a toilet break, but we felt so fabulous and so proud of ourselves that we decided that we would try and continue to ride on to Pie in the Sky, or what it's usually called is Pits. I think maybe in the biking community, I don't know whether other communities call it Pits, but that's what the biking community call it, Pits. And so everybody was in agreement that we would give that a try, so off we go. There's a couple of spots along this route where you go through traffic lights like the one you've just seen, that aren't working, so you kind of have to slow down and make sure there's nothing coming from either directions. I think they're kind of the exit and entry points back on to the M1 freeway, which is the freeway that goes from Sydney, and actually it goes all the way up, I think, into Queensland, but obviously we just use it for the Sydney to the Central Coast commute. So those are, I think, the on and off areas. So we've done this ride before, as you know, when I was on Ruby Renfield, but this is the first time doing it on Rosie Vesperina. This little section here is dual carriageway, so you can kind of breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief for that section, because you have a little bit of a breather. But passing underneath the M1, it's really weird. In some spots on this ride from the coast to Pits, you go under the freeway, and other parts you go over the freeway. So you get a little bit of everything in the ride. It's still a glorious day. A little bit fresh. I only had a singlet top on underneath my jacket, but I could feel the cold, and I think at some point I did put on another layer because it was so cold. Still really pretty through this area. And again, there are sections along here that I slowed right down just so that others in the group could just sort of catch up a little bit. Being the lead rider always makes me a little bit nervous, and you feel just that little bit more responsible. Excuse my hand there. I always have to just kind of check to make sure the camera is feeling level, and so I'm not got an upside down video or, you know, a bit wonky donkey. So what I might do is just stop talking for a little while and just let you enjoy the ride. Let's go. here we are coming into pie in the sky. So there's quite a few people here, quite a few bikes, which is lovely. I think because it's such a glorious day, everybody is out riding, so plenty of bikes to have a look at. And we're going to park up here and have a little snack and a rest and feel proud of ourselves. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.